Ja, hallo zusammen. Wir spielen heute Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. Ja, let's see. Ja, der erste Fall heißt der schwarze Peter. Mal gucken, was das ist. Eine Katze wahrscheinlich.
Holmes! Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad. Stop, Holmes!
Wow.
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter,
Ah.
has been murdered.
Schwarzer Peter.
A
Black Peter.
sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Merry Men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Okay, Notizbuch. Das ist ein Mord an Peter Carey, okay. Sucht sie den Tatort Woodman's Lee. Ja, Anzug aus dem Kleiderschrank schaffen wir sicherlich. Okay, schwarzer Peter ist er. Und Robbenfänger, ne? Ne, Walfänger. Okay. Oha. Na gut, alles klar. Alles klar. Der Sherlock.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Tja, Chanune. Oh, okay. Watson's room, okay.
This is where I keep my post. My archive. I can always consult with it if need.
Drüben auch noch was. Oh, sorry, nicht da rein. Forschungsbericht.
My archive.
Okay, Schoss und
I can
Briefe,
always consult with it if
Enzyklopädie,
needed.
Zeitung ohne Ende. Okay, kann man nachschauen. Schminktischchen, okay. Ah, kann man sich verkleiden. Okay. Und wir wollten noch einen Anzug. Wenn die gestorben ist, wäre vielleicht irgendwas gedecktes, gut. Dunkler Anzug hier. So gut. Den nehmen wir. Okay. So, Watson kommt nicht mit, ne? Der wollte aufräumen, oder was?
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
Ah. Ist aber eine Zicke. So.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
Could be. Aber wir wollen... Wo war die Karte hier? Wir wollen Woodmansley.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Ah, right button.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Also großer Fußabdruck. Ah, Beweise, okay. Ja, ein paar Stiefel muss man mal finden. Gut. Was ist jetzt mit diesem Blick? Okay, was gibt's hier noch? Ein Garten.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Erfragen, aha, erfragen. Da muss es einen Gärtner geben, ja, ist auch klar. Was war noch mit X? Ne, das war alles. Okay. Gut, dann kommen wir mal zu Lestrade.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock
Ta-da!
Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Geht das? Achso, right button. Katholischer Rosenkranz, okay. Haubenmeise. Gartenhandschuhe, ja, vielleicht macht sie den Garten. Was war das? Nistkasten, okay.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Wo sind die Stiefel von deinem Husband?
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Plymouth.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Okay, gucken wir uns mal an, oder?
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Türschloss. Bleib doch mal stehen. Tür untersuchen.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Now, a mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Öffnen. Gehen wir mal rein.
What a terrible
Ooh.
way to die.
Regal, was gibt's da?
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps.
Okay.
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches. Hammerfest. Dundee. It's a whaling map.
Okay, Hammerfest, Dundee. Regal. Logbücher.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Okay, Peter Carey.
Harpoons for hunting whales.
Und zum Chillen von Leuten. Ah, eine Truhe, sehr gut. Ah, Stiefel.
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
Was gibt's noch?
Old navigation instruments. Nothing interesting.
Das war's schon. Okay, jetzt mal die Leiche angucken. Uäh. Ah, hier ist ein Schild.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
So, wie geht's? Nicht so gut.
This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
Immens, okay. Ziemlich starker.
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Aber die Frau kann es nicht gewesen sein, wenn er so stark... Der Blutlache, ein Messer noch, aha.
This wooden handle is plain and solid.
Mit einem Anker drauf.
This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body.
Oh.
Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife,
Okay.
but he did not succeed. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Okay.
These abbreviations mean something, but what? Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Ja, okay. Also wenn es jemand ist, den er kennt. Was haben wir noch? Hier Tisch. Ah, auf dem Tisch ist auch noch was.
Someone drank from this glass recently. Someone drank from this glass recently.
PC, das ist ja nun Peter.
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Ja, man kann das drehen. Achso, okay. 3D irgendwie, okay. Das kann man nehmen. Und mit A ziehen, ha? Ah, okay, nur links, rechts. Ist das ein Segel dort? Ist noch eins? Es geht nur rauf und runter. Okay, also irgendwie passt das nicht. Mal drehen das Ganze. Ja, okay, das ist hier die Spitze vom... Irgendwie hier ran. Ja. So vielleicht. Ja, aber das passt ja noch nicht. Okay, mal gucken. Also die sind ja nicht beweglich. Das passt soweit. Jetzt die Spitze rauf. Vielleicht so. Ja. Und das muss so. So. Hm. Das passt da eigentlich ganz gut. Und das hier zerschieben. Das sieht gut aus. Und das hier. So. Jo.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Gut, okay. Das war's, ne? Ne, da war die Flasche. Was haben wir gesagt? Das ist rum, oder was hat er gesagt?
Rum,
Naja.
a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Also was getrunken, was geraucht, irgendein Kumpel rein und tot. Der Gärtner war der Mörder, wie immer. So, warum ist das hier noch weiß? Gibt es noch was zu finden? Ah, Harpune.
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
Ach nee. Okay, ist grün. Ah, Y. Was kann man da? Wenn zwei Hinweise finden, die miteinander in Verbindung stehen, entsteht daraus eine Herleitung. Rote Farbe zeigt an. Ja, danke. Wo war das noch? Beiträge. Ne, beides Hilfe. Die Herleitung. Rote Farbe zeigt an, dass die jeweilige Hinweis nicht zusammenpassen. Okay. Was haben wir für Hinweise? Ach ne, warte. Nochmal, wie war das Y, ne? Also nochmal anschauen. Kein Gärtner, Einbruchsversuch, Notizbuch. Das Notizbuch und Einbruchsversuch passt ja vielleicht zusammen, ne? Ah. Auf die Lauer legen. Heute Nacht. Ja, okay.
Ha! Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky.
And why is that?
Because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Ja gut, aber ich habe ja noch so ein paar Gummistiefel gefunden. Oder irgendwelche Stiefel, die will ich ja hier nochmal auschecken. Und passen die? Links, so auswählen, links bewegen. Bam.
These boots don't match the footprints.
Okay. Was heißt das? Am Fenster. Das Fenster, meinte das?
Mr. Holmes?
This window is locked from the inside. I do not see any attempt at a break-in.
Ah, hier.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Okay, mal gucken.
Shh. Did you hear that? There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
Was? Oh, X. Okay, hinterher. Erstmal hinterher. Ach komm, Shirley.
Mr. Holmes,
Ja, ich komm schon.
let's see what we've caught in our net. All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm
Ja,
innocent.
klar.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Ja, ein bisschen hart, ne? Der ist ja ein bisschen jung und ein bisschen klein, um hier jemand mit der Harpune an die Wand zu spießen. Okay, was sagt das Notizbuch? Ah, Scotland Yard, Baker Street. Ja. Die persönlichen Gegenstände untersuchen.
These are the suspect's belongings. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin. A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
Okay, wie auf dem Ding. Auf dem Notizbuch. What?
To my friend. From R. Dawson. And partner, 1883. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Okay, Dawson,
The notebook that we
1883.
found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Okay, also bevor wir uns den anhören, gucken wir mal kurz ins Archive bei ihm zu Hause. 1883 Dawson. Aber wir machen noch ein paar andere Sachen hier. Erfragen im Archiv, erfragen. Okay, alles erfragen, aber das Archiv nochmal kurz anschauen. Dawson im Archiv. Okay. Archiv. Nee, nicht Chemie, Quatsch. Ah, wenn Sie den Abschnitt jetzt verlassen, nein, was? Ah, hier, okay, so geht es. Okay. Zeitungen. 1883, genau. Dawson. Dawson Investmentfonds pleite. Dawson Investmentfonds. Aufgelöst, okay. Sie ändern Kurs. Zuletzt damals an Bord seiner Yacht nach Norwegen. Wahrscheinlich nach, was war denn das da in Norwegen? Muss gleich nochmal gucken auf der Karte vielleicht. Okay. Also sie sind pleite. Okay.
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Ja. Nee, warte. Das war falsch. Scotland Yard. Wir haben nur noch Sachen, die wir fragen wollen, ne? Wir haben ja eigentlich alles angeschaut, alles erfragt. Müssen wir hier mal schauen jetzt. Typen befragen. Hallo, hallo. Da ist er. So, Kreuzverhör, Freundchen. Ach nee, Einzelverhör.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
Ja, vielleicht sollte man nicht gleich von Anfang an die Leute genau angucken. Das ist vielleicht besser. Flicken. Okay, ist doch nicht seine Jacke, oder? Von irgendeinem feinen Pinkel, wenn das teurer Stoff ist. Narben, Hornhaut, arbeitet wahrscheinlich. Viel. 2 Hinweise noch. Wo soll ich den jetzt herkriegen? Ah. Dünner Hals. Schäbige Mütze. Also entweder, ja, ist nicht seine Jacke. Ah.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Notizbuch, Einbruchsversuch. Der wollte das wieder haben. Ja. Was haben wir noch? Oh, was haben wir noch, meine ich? Schnell gehandelt, aufgespießter Einbruchsversuch, schnell gehandelt. Kein Gärtner. Hat schnell gehandelt. Hat zwar ein Messer, konnte aber es nicht einsetzen, hatte keine Zeit dazu. Okay, ja, gut. Wenn er natürlich schnell genug ist, dann kann er...
I need to stage a reconstruction. I am sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
Harpunenwurf-Experiment vorbereiten. Also, ich sag's mal so, war bisher schon sehr spannend. Ich würde mal sagen, den Rest machen wir nächstes Mal. Also, zweiter Teil von Schwarzer Peter dann in der nächsten Folge. Bis dann, tschüss.